Hi, and welcome back to Eczema Phoenix, where we learn how to transform our lives living with eczema. Today, I'd actually like to dedicate today's video for a testimonial to a really amazing herbal school in Oakland, California, in the Bay Area called Ancestral Apothecary. I started attending Ancestral Apothecary this year in February of 2017, and what appealed to me about it was that, well, quite honestly, the photos did show more people of color, and it made me feel safer as one in registering and attending the school, because I knew having that kind of community there would offer an extra layer of support than other herbal schools that I am familiar with in the Bay Area that don't have as much diversity in the student or faculty population. And there's nothing wrong with those schools. It's just for my preferences and for my life experience in different types of educational settings. I do find that diverse settings just have more inclusion and consideration and open-mindedness when expressing opinions about health and having certain assumptions about what most or all people should know or should have life experience about. And so attending the school has been an amazing experience. Another aspect of the school that appealed to me when applying was the aspect of honoring your ancestors and really learning about where you come from and how that can affect your healing path as a healer, and also to consider the types of more specific herbs that your parents and previous generations used on a regular basis for healing, for nutrition, for recovery, and the different sorts of superstitions that certain cultures can grow up with, and different plants and herbs that your particular culture might turn to in times of need. I know that in my family, which is, as far as I know, primarily Filipino, my mom, every time we got sick, would turn to ginger root and would use it to make tea and add honey and lemon to it for sore throats. Or she would add it to lugao, which is like a rice chicken porridge, and that was supposed to help you with digestion and to help get rid of the cold. And that was just such wise advice, and I'm so happy I grew up with that, because it is pretty bulletproof. It's pretty foolproof in my life, at least. That every time I get sick for any reason, I just start making ginger tea or make some kind of rice porridge with ginger and onion and whatnot, and that always helps bring me back in a really fast way, much faster than using over-the-counter pharmaceuticals to feel better. And so, that resonated with me, and there was something about that I felt like I was missing and that I wanted more of in my life. I think living in the United States, that the idea of the melting pot was very popular in the 1990s growing up, and the American dream, and just all being, mixed in this, American dream pot. And there was more emphasis on just being American together, I guess, as opposed to really owning your roots and being proud and in touch with your roots. Your roots as in your ancestors, and your roots as in the roots of the plants that your ancestors used for their healing in various ways. So, and having attended the school for, I guess it's been about 8 months. It's been about 8 to 9 months. Being in the program, I experienced so much healing in the way that herbs were explained. I had taken some herbal workshops here and there at different schools in the Bay Area. I even took 1 year of traditional Chinese medicine, which did include a year of herbology. And while Chinese medicine did incorporate different aspects of the healing ability of herbs in the emotional and spiritual sense. That was, just for one culture, and it was interesting to learn about other cultures' relationship with different herbs. I think like with the Mexicans, or like I guess their ancestors would be the Aztecs or the Mayans, their connection to tobacco and connecting with grandfather energy and direction in life, and then learning about other aspects of herbs that were familiar to me, like calendula, not just for healing wounds and eczema rashes, but that it was also an herb of hope and a community herb. And having grown it myself as part of my Herbal Ally assignment this year, I've really gotten to know it to really truly be a community herb, and that it likes to be in good company. That it seems that the more calendula you plant together, the more they grow and thrive, and they really like it. They really like each other. They enjoy each other's company, and the vibrant color is just so warm, like the sun. It's hard not to feel happy and hopeful when looking at a calendula bloom. And I think that spirit medicine in connection with physical medicine has been a big thing, a big part of what's missing in our current healing traditions, and that those are things that actually were around before Western medicine and before science was a thing, and there is still value there, and those were the things that helped us as human beings, as a species, survive before science. So I'm not knocking it. I'm just realizing that through learning about herbalism and ancient traditions, and learning more insightful and deep things about my own Philippine culture's connection with herbalism and just plants in our diet as part of our ongoing daily medicine and health maintenance, that daily maintenance and that spiritual connection is so important to incorporate with the science that can measure it out and analyze it in a more systematic way, and that together that they can really enhance each other. And so if you or someone you know is dealing with something that conventional Western medicine is not doing enough for or really making an impact with, there might be other realms, other aspects or levels of healing that are maybe more on an emotional or spiritual level that might connect with them a little bit more than just the physical science. And the physical science can help measure out the results that can occur if one is truly open to receiving the spirit medicine that our ancestors and our ancestors as plants, as herbs, can offer to us. Before I go, I will say that since taking this course and since being more in touch with my ancestry and learning how to call upon my ancestors for guidance and support, with the assistance of the physical plant as just like a tangible way of calling upon them, I have experienced a lot more happiness, self-love, joy, friendship, and better communication in my personal life. There's just been so much healing on so many levels. I started this channel and felt like my direction in life became much more clear, that the path that I had been seeking started to show itself to me when I started asking for my ancestors' guidance and blessing, and good things have been happening. I'm traveling to New Zealand in December. I got the balls to get that plane ticket and make it happen. So only good things can come from learning about herbalism. And then if you are someone who is a person of color, I will tell you right now that this this curriculum and this community is like no other. It's like just so much support, so much understanding and consideration. And you know, there's definitely white people in the class as well who are just more aware and more willing to learn about the importance of culture and ancient traditions on modern healing techniques like nutrition, fitness, and psychology and things like that. So there's definitely still groundedness in all of this spiritual healing and storytelling that's involved with the education. And then if you are someone who is a part of the LGBT community, it's a very open community as well, and those aspects of gender identity and other things that come with that are also acknowledged in the class. And the class is always open to talking about those things because those are real things, and everyone deserves representation and the ability to express themselves fully with safety and protection and support. So I hope that this video has been informative and inspirational for you. If you're looking into herbalism, congratulations. It's an amazing new path, and whether or not you become an herbalist professionally or just use it to enhance your current profession, or you're just curious about it, it's just a wonderful world to dive into. And there are many herbal friends, and I'm just starting to learn more about like the Western herbs, and I look forward to learning even more about the Filipino herbs and more herbs, and just all the friends that are there to help us, that are surrounding our planet, that have always been there for us. We just needed to ask for help, and we need to know where to look. So hopefully you will look at Ancestral Apothecary, and if you want to get in touch with them, I'll put in their information in the description box below. The owner and main instructor is Atava, and other instructors that I've had there are Kara, Elikin, and Tracy, and everyone's like super cool and super grounded and like healing vibes all around. Also, if you tend to be more of an introverted person, it's just really nice to be around other people who have the desire to help and extend themselves, to help others feel better. It's a very different environment than being in just the world in general and surrounded by a lot of really extroverted people who just like absorb and zap all your energy, not that they're trying to. But I just find that as someone who has, I feel like I'm ambivalent, but I definitely do have an introverted side, that I usually don't feel super drained during or after class, just because we're all, it's just a different kind of vibe. There's more giving than taking, and there is a desire to help, and that's very regenerative and very healing to be around. Okay, well, that's the end of my video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. So that's the end of my video, and in the vein of being supportive and excited about herbal medicine, I have been super inspired to discover more ways to use these very herbs that I'm learning more about for eczema. And at this time, I have learned quite a bit of information, although I think it's just barely scratching the surface, like barely, the tip of the iceberg of all the things that I have yet to learn about herbalism. There's still a good amount of information that I have been able to already use for my own eczema, and that I hope will be helpful for you or anyone who's interested in exploring this possible healing tool that you can use for eczema. So the next 4 videos will be centered around herbs for eczema. They will have 2 types of herbal groups that have different actions that can be very beneficial for eczema, and they will be the ones that stand out to me the most. They won't be the only herbs in the world that you can try, but I will share what I know so far in hopes that it will be helpful for you as much as it's been helpful for me so far. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!